Good evening YouTube. So just a quick video here about the new hero that comes on Friday in Miracle Wishes, and it is Kratos. Now I know what a lot of you guys are thinking, is this a God of War collaboration or something like that? I will tell you it is not. It is not. We don't know yet, like I myself don't know if what this is all about, but it's not a collaboration, so that's all I can say. Also looks a bit weird with the avatar up here in 2D, so it looks like some artwork, and it looks different than what we are used to, so I don't know about that. My best guess is that this is something that will maybe change during the week here, and we will know more either tomorrow, Thursday, or at least Friday when the hero is out, right? Now, if we look aside from the name, and obviously the look is not the same as the Kratos guy. Now, I haven't read the books or played the games or anything like that, so I don't know much about it actually, but I've been reading the comments today, and I can see what the community thinks of this. So what I have to say is that I think this power of Sparta down here, and the God of War, like the name of it, is something to be considered. But anyways, let's just look at this hero here objectively and see what he can do. He's from Dragon Tribe. He's an attack hero. Maybe not, we don't know. Liv also was a defender type to start with, and then became a support, so we never know with these guys here. But let's just assume that he's attack and blue. Now, on his basic attack, he's actually the first hero here to do 2 different dot damage types in his attacks, and he's going to do both bleed damage and internal injury damage by a maximum of his HP. So he's an HP based attack hero. He will do 5% bleed damage and 20% of internal injury damage, and he will also be guaranteed to inflict a severe wound, which means he can be used in Liuli bosses that has that requirement, or in Purgatory if you need it there, and other places where the severe wound is a requirement, right? Now, on his first active skill here, God of War's Pride, he grants HP up to all allies, which is the 50% HP buff, and very great. And then Catalyst of Chaos to all allies excluding himself. And the Catalyst of Chaos is when the owner deals damage to enemies, Kratos steals 50% mastery from the enemy who has dealt the highest damage currently for 2 turns. Will be removed after it's triggered once. Not too sure about that. Then the power of Sparta, which it looks like a passive here. Each time other allies steal attribute from enemies, Kratos pursues and attacks the target whose attributes are stolen once. Each enemy can only trigger this effect once during any turn, and each time Kratos steals attributes from enemies, he also gains the Ghost of Sparta, which is the thing, yeah. Ghost of Sparta increases self max HP by 5% up to 10 layers, so 50% HP here. Now, the fun thing about this passive here, as I read it, is that it says each time other allies steal attributes from enemies. When you pair him with someone like Morikis, and Morikis steals attack and speed from the enemies at the beginning of the battle, so pairing him with Morikis will actually enable him to pursue an attack from the beginning of the battle. What we don't know yet is if he will be, he'll probably not be faster than Lydia, but he might be faster than some of the other ones, so he might be able to do the pursuing attack before everyone gets the buff up. Not too sure yet how this would work. We'll have to see on Thursday when we can try him in the trial arena. But that's just something to be considered. Also, Ansi is stealing mastery with his S4. So if he's stealing mastery and Kratos is stealing mastery, we could maybe reduce the mastery on people by a lot. Actually, don't know how it's going to stack up either. Now, his second active ability, Mighty Axe here. 2 stages of damage to all enemies, and the first one would do 5% bleed damage, and the second one would do 20% internal injury damage. And he steals 40% mastery from all enemies for 2 turns. So basically the same damage as his basic attack, just for all the enemies instead of a single enemy, right? Now, if you just look at this exclusive 0 here, he is not going to do any damage at all. I can already promise you that. Even with the mastery stealing, it's not enough for him to do any considerable damage, because he's an HP based hero, and those are usually like they usually need a lot extra stuff. HP is not enough to scale it like this. And if you look at someone like Agatha, her multipliers is actually like, I don't know, 3 or 4 times the HP of this. I know that Agatha is a direct damage dealer though, so she's not ignoring defense, but she has 100% piercing in her passive now, so it's kind of the same. And her is like, I don't know, 40, 50, 60% HP damage, and it can crit, so it can do, it scales with crit damage, right? Whereas Kratos here, he will only scale with mastery and HP, right? So I don't think he's going to do any damage, to be honest, at exclusive 0. Just calling it now, so people are aware. But that is my opinion here, is that he's not going to do any damage because the multipliers is so low. But let's look at his exclusive here, exclusive 1. It says that after each pursuing attack, also refreshes the duration of all buffs. That's good on himself. Increases the duration of the stolen mastery when casting Mighty Axe to 3 turns. Guess that's okay. Now exclusive 2 is when he becomes fun. Acts for 1 extra turn after casting the God of War's Pride, which is the S2 here. Each time after stealing attributes, he gains a layer of War Spirit, which is increasing his basic attack damage by 20% up to 10 layers, so up to 200% basic attack. Now that is huge, that is good. We know from other heroes that the multipliers like this is often very nice, like Indra and Reyna and even Surtur. Those guys, they get the multiplier of 200 or 300% of something HP damage, and then it becomes pretty good. And increases turn meter by 20% also, and once this is triggered, it can only be triggered again after he casts the ability. So exclusive 3 here increases the layer cap of Ghost of Sparta to 20 layers, so now he gets up to 100% extra HP. And when he casts the double horizontal slash, which is his basic attack, he also steals some mastery, 20% mastery from the target for 3 turns. Up to 200% mastery can be gained this way. So basically his S4 is stealing mastery from all heroes or all enemies, and his basic attack is going to steal it from a single target. I think in total he can gain up to 200% mastery here, and then he can also, I think up to 200% mastery. So I think 200 or 250% mastery can be gained this way here. It might be enough together with the War Spirit buff from the exclusive 2, but I don't know. Overall, I think we need to test him obviously, but seems kind of edgy to me, seems kind of weak to be honest. But we'll see how he turns out in the battle, okay? That was just a quick preview, guys. Have a nice evening. Cheers. Bye.